Part of what defines us as adult action figure collectors is that we like to have our collection the way we like it. We define it, we run it. We're the kings or queens or dukes. Sure, why not? And lately, our worlds have been rocked a few times because things are changing, especially when it comes to the logistics of toy production, the cost of labor that's driving up costs, that's driving certain items towards retail or out of retail. And, well, this is things that we have very little control over. And of course, it can be frustrating when you walk down your favorite toy aisle and find that instead of Transformers and Ghostbusters, it's now just pink and full of Barbie dolls. Well, no, you're just in the wrong aisle. The aisle's still there. They just moved where it is. Just go over a few aisles. Especially if you, for example, happen to be a customer of Target, and Target is going through a nationwide upgrade, changing all of their stores and creating a better shopping environment. Well, because of that, they've rolled out the new planogram, and as has been discussed on this channel a couple times, in the Marvel section, there's no room for Marvel Legends 6-inch. There's still 3 3/4, which is still called Marvel Legends, so hey, brand's still at retail. But, it's frustrating, and I've already addressed in a few videos the multiple reasons for this, and it basically goes back to a few, well, in a row, lines that didn't perform well, linked to content that doesn't perform well, and honestly, part of it is also distribution and, well, returns. When you have a line that feeds into this type of behavior where people return the wrong figure in a box, it actually does throw things off because they look at the number of returns. And, well, it can affect a brand being in the aisle. But here's what gets even more interesting. When you flip around to the other side of the boys action aisle, the second version or the second half, the last 5 or 6 feet are all now NECA product, as well as things that used to be on the collector wall in the back. Here, see, I'll show you. So we've got, male action. We've got Batman. There's the new, awesome Batman logo. Yay, here's Marvel, without Marvel Legends, but it's cool. And then when you spin around, here you've got what used to be on the collector wall, taking up space next to WWE. So I noticed this first a few weeks ago, and it's actually started to grow. Since then, it's become now more organized. There's now signage saying NECA for the first time. I've actually seen NECA in the boys action aisle, but it's got more than NECA under it. It also has Funko stuff, and it has all those items. Well, what used to live on the collector wall. So of course, it's got me thinking. Well, what's happening with the collector wall? That's the area behind electronics where Funko Pops and some of McFarlane's more adult concepts and IP or etc. licensed products lives. So I have noticed, and you may have as well, that while it started off as about 12 feet of space, in fact, it used to actually have another 3 feet just to Stranger Things. Well, now it is shrunk, and it's now actually only about 4 feet. This is even bigger than it is now. So it's gone from the collector's zone to the collector's spot. Oh, and the reason that Stranger Things always got extra footage and also now has an end cap is because the lead toy buyer at Target is a huge fan of Stranger Things. This is what happens when when a brand man or when a buyer likes a property. You get lots of your product in there. All right, well, yeah, looking now at what's happening as the footage shrinks, it's also on clearance. Almost all of the items in this collector spot, at least at my Targets, in the multiple Targets I go to in this area, granted I'm only, in one area of the United States, but if they're starting to clear this stuff out, is it because they're moving it over here to the action aisle proper, if you will, which, it's great that it's going to have a home, but I fear that it's going to have less space than it had previously, and some of the more adult skewing licensed product, Aliens, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's a lot of weird things you can shop for, but nobody wants to walk down a children's aisle and find, very violent movie licensed product. That's why Target wisely moved it over there. So, yeah, I don't know who shops for that much milk either. All right, well, on the flip side, home delivery is also taking a change, and this one, I think, for a very positive way. So this has been a bane of a lot of collectors, shipping issues and how they get shipped, who you buy from, the consistency. We all know who the big e-tailers are, and there's often very little consistency in how things are delivered. Oh, and I'm not accusing, by the way, of Amazon of delivering this package with the juxtaposition of images there. That's just montage editing. All right, the point being that, yes, getting items delivered in mint condition to our doorstep, trackable, it's all been an issue with adult collectors, and one that we've been complaining about online and to companies for quite a while now. One of the issues, though, with this is, well, while it makes sense logically that any company should be able to, gently put an item in a box, fill it with stuffer, close it, and it should arrive in perfect condition. Yes, in theory, but a lot of the companies that offer this type of shipping charge for it. To get free shipping, which is what we expect and what a lot of companies provide, you know that quote from the Bible about, like, knowing not what you do, or they don't know what they're doing. No one knows what they're doing. That's the quote. I'm just kidding. It's, Father, they know not what they do. And it's because these companies aren't meant to do that. And just saying, I'm sorry, obviously they shouldn't be delivering like this. No one is saying that. But having a bent card, or a blister that is creased, there are options for this. Companies like Entertainment Earth, like Dorkside Toys, like Big Bad Toy Store, they either have mint condition guarantees, or they have options where you can upgrade your shipping to collector scale or collector grade, and they will make sure your item is shipped in much better condition. But again, charging you for this because it's expensive to ship something in a way that's going to guarantee an item arrives mint. And the big companies that ship, the Walmart.com, the Amazon.com, well, for the most part, they haven't been equipped to handle this. But I saw recently, I got this in my mail or on my doorstep, the made to fit your order box. I'd never seen this before. Usually my Amazon items are just in a square box. Well, inside was by vintage or retro vintage Boba Fett, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I really dig this figure a lot. I might make a whole video about it. But single figure in this oversized box, but it fit perfectly because it was a box designed to, well, I guess, fit this figure better. So inside the box, after an easy tear open, there's a tray where the figure was inside the tray, and that at least helped it arrive. I'm thinking this is one of the best condition figures I've gotten. It's got a sticker on the back, granted, but I also open everything, so I don't even actually care about how mint condition. But the fact that it arrived and they took extra effort to do that by having the slip-in midsection, I'm impressed, because there's a major effort being made here that we haven't seen before. So, hey, maybe with items slipping out of retail online, and, I'm not saying this to endorse Amazon, but I am noting that specifically Amazon, a company that I did not pay to ship this in mint condition, but they did anyway. And yes, I know that collectors and those of us who are enthusiastic about this type of stuff tend to want to complain no matter how things work. Heck, I once sent fans a free Ghostbuster Slimer figure, and people still complain because it was a free figure. Who knows? What can I say? We're a passionate bunch, and we like things the way we like it. But hey, progress, and whether that means, fewer items in the toy aisle or more online or the other way, we are still a significant portion of the overall toy buying public, and we should not be forgotten. All right, well, I hope this video pointed out some other changes happening, and are you noticing them as well? Anything else you may have seen that's either, positive or negative, or maybe even neutral? What makes a man go neutral? It's probably lust for gold. Thanks for sharing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.